Well, I hear it's great for a very specific type of gamer, and Micah is very, very much not that type of gamer. So like,
Okay. Yeah.
I tried to save him, but I was
I
too late.
think I think this is the type of game that Terrence would appreciate most of all because it's a fighting game, like a beat 'em up type game, but it's also a very challenging game. So let's talk about the things that really work with Sifu, right? Um, the engine that they're using for the encounters is very very cool, right? Like it's intuitive. You have light attacks, heavy attacks. You have a dodge button. You have a block button. You can hold the block button to like stand in place and move the directional stick to like kind of stand there and dodge incoming attacks. You know, to make people whiff so that you can counter. Um, it's very cool. Um, it's a beautiful looking game. It's got like a real like watercolor, like minimalist esque type vibe to it that I really dig, and it's fun to play in the moment. Um, it's a very challenging game. You know, it's not the type of game where people are just going to stand around and wait their turn to get their ass kicked. No, like they're gonna like you will fight three people at one time, which can make you feel like a badass, but also like you're fighting a fourth person in the camera because the camera's not very smart. So you have
Oh
to
well.
like maneuver the camera while you're being assaulted from both sides and the front with broom wielding, baseball bat wielding, bottle wielding thugs. Um, and it's got a cool like hook. So the aging system works on like a Fibonacci type of scale. So you have a death counter, right? And your death count when you die, your death counter is added to your current age. So the first time you die, your death counter is 1. You are 20 years old. That 1 gets added to the 20. You're 21. The second time you die, your death counter goes up to 2. The 2 gets added to your 21. So now you're 23, etc., etc. Um, there's ways to like lower your death counter. You can either purchase ways to do it, or you can fight certain enemies to kind of knock it down by 1. But you know that stuff adds up. So if you're 47 and your death counter is 7 or 10, you're 57 now. And once you get into your 70s, you are on your last life. Once you hit septuagenarian, that's it. Like you're gonna die. But you become like a glass cannon as you get older. So when you were young, young, dumb, and full of cum, as the people in the old men in my house used to
What?
say, it's because you're stupid. You don't know any better. You're young, dumb, and full of cum, right? Like you don't have any life experience. You're dumb, and you need to get some pussy, apparently. So
Okay.
you have the most life that you can possibly have, but your strikes aren't as powerful. And as you age, your life bar becomes shorter, but you deal way more damage. Um, that doesn't really help though, because like people kind of just like swarm you and beat your ass. Um, okay, that's all the cool stuff, right? Like that stuff is fun. Here's what's dumb, right? There's a lot of dumbness that's going on in this game. Um, the skill progression system. So this is a run based like type of game, right? There are 5 levels. And you can play any of the 5 levels at the youngest level that you have achieved when you get there. So I reached the second level at 33. So I can start that level at any time, but I will start it at 33. The only way I can start it at a lower level is if I start the campaign all the way over and then play through and hopefully get to level 2 younger than 33 years old. The skills that you can buy. There are two different types of skills that you can buy. One in traditional roguelikes that always go away, and ones that you can have the opportunity to buy permanently. You could buy those skills permanently with XP that you buy, right? But it's kind of like a rent a center type of thing, right? Like you buy it and you kind of rent it to own it, right? So if you buy let's say you buy a dick punch, right? You buy dick punch for like 1,500 experience points, right? If you want to own dick punch, you have to buy dick punch. You have to make 1,500 experience points payments on dick punch for 5 payments in that run. Does that make sense? Like you gotta buy it, and then you gotta keep investing into Dick Punch if you want to be able to keep punching dicks forever. Now, now that's what that, and it gets very very grindy, right? Like because it's XP comes, but it doesn't come at a weight that like dick punching would be viable in one run, right? Like you got to do multiple runs in order to punch dicks. So it's very
It's
very
easily the best explanation I've heard of the system that's in this game from all the different reviews that I've listened to.
so it gets very very grindy. Like there's a lot of starting over just to like grind out experience to buy the things that you want to buy, and there's a ton of stuff, right? So you got to pick and choose what you want. Now here's the problem, right? Dick Punch is only available for purchase at a certain age cap, right? There are skills that you can buy from 20 to 30, from 30 to 40, from 40 to 50, and from 50 to 60. Let's say Dick Punch is at the first level, the youngest level. You can only buy Dick Punch up to 30 because like 20-year-olds, like they'll kick you in the dick because they don't give a shit, right? So you can buy Dick Punch at anywhere between 20 and 30. If you hit 30, you can no longer buy Dick Punch and you can no longer invest in Dick Punch. So if you want to invest in that, you got to start the campaign all the way over to get to a younger level, grind out the experience so that you can keep pumping it into Dick Punch. And it just doesn't like it's needless. It's that's the thing that I'm most pissed off at the game about is the needless like age like cap, the cap that the game enforces on you because it makes you replay that first level over and over and over and over and over again. And you can either get good and just earn the experience and not die, or you have to keep playing that first level over and over and over again. And I think that's poor design. This game is weird, man. It's weird. I don't know if I could recommend it to people.
What level have you gotten to in the game?
Only the second level. Only the second level. There are 5 bosses.
There are 5, yeah.
And I've only gotten to the second one. The first one is easy, right? Like you can get through it easy peasy. But the second one, like people start to really kind of they get really really aggressive. And there are things that you can do like to buy shortcuts if you do have to start over. The problem is if you buy a shortcut, you're missing out on all that good XP. So all that easy XP from the fodder enemies. So it doesn't really behoove you unless you max out all of your skills, which is what I'm in the process of trying to do because I want to punch dicks and I can't do it yet. So this is a very weird game. I like what they're doing, but I don't like how I like the core of it, but all the ancillary shit, it doesn't. It makes it. I don't mind a grindy game. I can sit here and play a grindy game and listen to a podcast or whatever. But this grind doesn't make sense. I would much rather just grind out experience.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like it's a weird game. I don't know if I could only recommend this game to look. Do your research on this game. if and watch a lot of videos and watch a lot and read a lot of reviews to determine whether or not you want to spend your $40 on this thing.
Yeah.
Um,
It seems like a concept that is very like ambitious, and I feel like that if they ever decide to do something akin to this with a future game, that they'll have learned a lot of lessons and will probably be able to practically apply it in a lot
yeah,
more an efficient manner. It looks like it seems like like just a first run with a lot of bugs, and I mean they might be able to iron out some of the progression issues that people have through patches and stuff, or not. Like maybe this is just what they want the game to be.
yeah. I think this is what they wanted to be. I think this is what they wanted to do. Right? Like it's because I think they want you to keep playing that first level until you can beat it at 20 years old, right?
Mm-hmm.
Until you can beat it and not die, which is a tall task, man. Like because, like I said, like the game, it makes no bones about fucking jumping your ass, and they give you tools that you can use, right? Like you can throw things and you can catch. They throw stuff at you. If you grind enough, you can catch the things and throw it back. You can. They give you the tools, but you got to earn them, and 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 I think I don't know how many people will finish this game.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like this is not a game that you finish. Well,
Well,
this is not a game that I'm gonna finish. Like
seems like
it's
Returnal
just
in a lot of ways. Like it's just one of those things that like you have to grind out, and if you enjoy
yeah,
it, then great, and if not, then you might bounce off the game. Returnal's like one of those ones that I'd like to return back to at some point, just because I feel like I do want to do more in there, but it just hasn't hooked me in.
yeah,
I mean, it did hook me in. I played a fair amount of it, but I haven't come back to it really at all.
yeah.
So
You're watching the Dense Pixels YouTube channel. Click the subscribe button while you're here and make sure you check out our weekly podcast where we discuss the latest gaming news and our impressions on what games we've been playing.